Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this session again. It's the Thought Foundation. We're happy to see you all here. And today's session, we are going to talk about two ways. What is it called again? Is Joy there to help me add? Verification, two ways verification when it comes to the how to secure our internet, or how to make it safe when we deal with the online transaction, or talking with using your WhatsApp or any of those logging in that we've got. We have what we call two-way verification for our emails, for our Google email, Gmail, and all that. So Joe will be doing a bit of that, probably because it's going to be a short section. We'll continue to do the practical coming week. She will be able to explain some bits to you on how to do the two ways verification, two ways to make sure your whatever you are doing, nobody will be able to key in and get all those information from you. That is a vital, vital information that belongs to you, personal information. So that's what we'll be doing when Joy comes in. But for Oluchi, we see there is a bit we started last week. She's going to sort of round up, or if time permits, she finishes. But if not, we're still going to extend it to next week. But whatever we are doing is for your understanding, not to bombard you with a lot of information. And at the end, you will not be able to take things in. So you're going to sit back and enjoy this section. Before we go, we keep telling you about what the founder of this project, what they are up to. They are called the National Lottery. They are there for us. They always support projects like this. We want to say thank you, and thank you for allowing us this opportunity. So let's see what we've got from Oluchi. I can hear background sound from her. I hope she's ready to go.
Yep, yeah, ready to go.
Yeah. All right, then.
Cool, share sound. Cool, great. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay.
Oh, great. So we'll look at this as the part 2 of LinkedIn and how to use LinkedIn to look for a job. So I know we've been talking about what is LinkedIn, why we need to use it, what are the benefits, tips, and how to create a profile. But now let's say if you do create a profile, how do we use this to look for a job? What is the reason? How do I even try and look for a job? Where do I start? And hopefully my videos probably will work. Yes, hopefully my video can work now. This one is about what LinkedIn is. I think we've covered that last session. But we're going to play this clip about what makes a good LinkedIn profile. Just to recap on what we've learned last session about what makes a good profile, things to include. Hopefully the sound works. If you can give me a thumbs up if the sound works.
Hi, it's Linda Rayner of lindarayner.com, career strategist, speaker, and coach. And in this video, I'm going to teach you 6 tips on how to make a great LinkedIn profile so that you can get noticed by recruiters and hiring managers and literally become a magnet for new job opportunities. You may not realize this, but aside from your resume, your LinkedIn profile is being carefully reviewed by the recruiters and hiring managers for the jobs that you apply for. So if your LinkedIn isn't on point, you may not even make it to the first round of interviews. So it's extremely important to pay attention to how your LinkedIn is being presented and that it represents the best possible version of you. All right, so let's dive into LinkedIn tip number 1, and that is to have a photo that sends good vibes. So aside from your name, your LinkedIn profile picture is one of the first things that recruiters and hiring managers look at as soon as they look you up on LinkedIn. So you want to have a photo that's recent and of high quality. You don't want to be using any old or dark grainy photos, and you definitely don't want to be deceiving anybody by using a photo from several years back. So you make sure that it's bright, it's clear, and that you're smiling and looking professional. So for the guys, perhaps wear a collared shirt and a suit jacket, and if you can, a tie as part of your LinkedIn profile picture. And for the ladies, I would suggest wearing a blazer or just a nice fitted top that is appropriate for the office. Also, try to have a LinkedIn specific photo instead of using a picture from a recent family wedding or some other occasion. And the reason for this is because you want to give the sense that you're serious about your career. So using any photo from any situation in any setting can cause some people to potentially question how serious you really are. So that's why I say if you want to put your best self forward in your job search and in your career, then that also applies to your LinkedIn profile photo. Tip number 2, use an appropriate headline. So I've seen different opinions on what people should put as their headlines. I've seen people say that you should have multiple description words that are high value and high impact, but to be honest, I completely disagree. I feel that you should just put your job title as your headline. So if you're a senior financial analyst, put that as your headline. If you are a finance manager, put that as your headline. And the reason for this is so that recruiters and hiring managers can find you easily. If they have a job opportunity and they're looking for someone with your type of experience, your title specifically, then they'll be able to find you. But if you put in all these complicated words and vague descriptions in your headline, people don't know what your title is and they don't know who you are and what you do. So I highly recommend using your job title as your headline. All right, on to tip number 3. Have a what I can do for you oriented profile summary. A lot of people don't even write up profile summaries in their LinkedIn profiles, and I think that's a shame because when you do have a profile summary, it helps you to get noticed by recruiters and hiring managers for buzzwords that they may be looking up. So in your profile summary, you want it to be short and sweet, but at the same time, you also don't want to just be talking about you, and instead talk about what problems you help to solve. And an example of how you would write your profile summary would be, I help organizations to perform budgeting, forecasting, and financial analysis over their revenue and expense budgets to ensure profitability targets are met at minimum costs. So that's an example of one sentence that you would have as part of your profile summary. And you would have probably, I would say 3 or 4 of those, and that'll make up a full paragraph, and that will be your little intro for anybody that lands on your LinkedIn profile. On to tip number 4, and that is to make your work experience short and sweet. You don't want to lay out all your details and your duties and your achievements onto your LinkedIn profile because that's what your resume is for. So your LinkedIn profile should just have your job titles, your companies that you've worked at, the exact months and years that you've worked in each of those roles, and maybe have one bullet point that kind of summarizes the overall responsibilities within each of the jobs that you've held. The reason why you don't want to lay out all your goods on the LinkedIn profile is because you want to pique the interest of the recruiter or the hiring manager. If they see that based on the titles that you've held and the companies you've worked at, that there's a potential fit for an opportunity that they have on the go, there's a greater likelihood that because they don't know everything about you by just looking at your LinkedIn profile, they will then reach out to you and ask for your resume. So that's how you then become a greater magnet for job opportunities. Tip number 5, show off your recommendations. A lot of people seem to hesitate to ask for recommendations from their old managers or bosses, but I say...
So yeah, so I'll just leave it there because of time, but these are the main 5 tips to focus on when creating a profile. I will quickly again elaborate it, but these are the key tips in making sure that when you are creating a LinkedIn, these are the key things to be making sure you have a clear picture, as I've said here. Oops, let's see. Yeah, so again, making sure that you have a clear picture. Again, you have a good headline. It's very, very important that you have a good headline. So when people are searching for, I don't know, opportunities for a new healthcare assistant or a receptionist, because that's your current position, or you've done that position, is on your headline, they will come up. Okay, your name will come up because that's what your position is. So it's very important that when you are creating a LinkedIn account, make sure you put the key, role, even if it's the role you're looking for. Make sure you're an aspiring this, or that's something you're looking to do on your headline, so people can search and find you quickly. Cool. Also, as well, when you do make a LinkedIn account, you have a URL website, or like website link. And this is for if you want to share your LinkedIn, or let's, for example, if you meet somebody in your I don't know, your office or your day-to-day work, you don't want to give your number, but you can add them on LinkedIn. This is a very good way of, again, connecting with people. So just another platform to connect with people, especially around your career, about your profession. Instead of giving your number out or your social media, this is more of a professional platform for you to connect with people. And then again, revise your summary, again, a summary about yourself. So when they do look at your LinkedIn, when you've completed all the steps, there's a summary option they're giving you. And I want to know about you. They want to know, they want to know what are you doing, what are you looking for, a bit about yourself when they are scanning you through your LinkedIn. So when you are looking for a summary, I think I have a few tips here. Again, make sure that there's a short summary that includes what you're looking for. So yeah, here I'm a second year chemistry engineering, or I'm currently working as a healthcare assistant. I've been working for, I don't know, 6 years, and then keep going and keep explaining exactly your background, what are you passionate about, things to grab their attention, your experiences, highlights of what your industry, what you has, the impacts you've made in your workplace, things that you've enjoyed, any challenges, and something that you want to, continue to prosper in. So these are just things about key tips about your summary on your LinkedIn. And yes, again, introduce yourself, highlight your skills and experiences, talk about you outside of work. Again, even though LinkedIn is a professional platform, try and think about, if someone looks at your profile now, what more can they get from you from your CV? It's to give them an opportunity to actually get to know you, see the kind of person you are on a professional platform. So you have a bit more discretion on what you can reveal to recruiters, people that look at your LinkedIn. Okay. And showcase your experience. Again, they don't want you to copy and paste everything to your CV. They just want to know what you've done. So your company, what you've worked, what dates, the dates or the years that you've worked in this company, and a few bullet points. What have you done? You promoted this issue. Very quick bullet points. Not much in detail like it is in your CV, because if they're interested in you, they will contact you for your CV. So when you are presenting your experience, don't throw everything on your CV right onto the paper. Just try and make a bullet point snappy, because a LinkedIn is not supposed to be a whole resume. It's a short eyeglass to your resume. Don't neglect your education. So any courses you've done, it doesn't have to be university, any courses that you've done, even if it's 1 year, 2 year, 6 weeks, tech, put it on your LinkedIn. Everything counts. They acknowledge that and they appreciate that. Even if if it's an online one for 2 weeks, 1 week, 6 weeks, again, it was all credible. So make sure that don't neglect that, this is just a small 6-week course. I don't think it has any relevance. It does have relevance. Education is key. So don't neglect any education you've done. Even if it's not a long period of time or it's not a degree, regardless, education is education. They want to just know your academic background. So everything is inclusive. So write down any educational courses or anything you've done is so important, because people neglect it. If they didn't go to university, they don't put anything down. They did courses for 6 weeks. They don't think it matters, but it does matter. So don't neglect it and make sure you remember to put it on. And again, volunteering experience. People think, I haven't done anything volunteering, but most, a lot of people have listed, for example, participated in church, fundraising, a choir leader or reader, or work outside of anything you've done outside of work. It's voluntary, it's experience. It shows that you're not only are you just a hardworking person in work, outside of work, you also have different characteristics, like your teamwork, your caring, your volunteering. And I want to see that when they see volunteering and causes that you've done outside of work. Okay. And we'll come back to companies actually. So yes, so one of the main things I want to stress, even though this session will be a bit brief, but any questions, let me know. We'll go through in detail next session. But one of the things I want to look for is, again, jobs. So I know Joe made a very good comment last session, and I took that on board. And she said, okay, how many people actually look at how many people actually get a job from this platform? And here is a statistic from 2021. LinkedIn is a home for over 55 million companies advertising more than 24 million job opportunities, and every minute, 3 people are hired on this platform. So there's so many companies that you wouldn't even have access to even find on Google. I know Google has everything, but by the time you start searching everything, you don't have that much access like that. Whereas in LinkedIn, 55 million companies are advertising for jobs every minute 3 people are hired on this platform. Okay, so these numbers paint a vivid image of LinkedIn as a place for job seekers. Okay, you get opportunities that may not necessarily come up immediately on Google. Okay, and I'm going to give you a few tips on how to find these jobs. When you've done a LinkedIn profile, okay, you've set everything up, you're ready to start looking for something. Where do I start? And this is where I'm going to help you. So what are the most important tools for job seekers? Again, people will say, oh, probably your resume or your network. What about the platform that combines both of them? We know that CV, people who you know, but again, LinkedIn combines both of them. LinkedIn allows you to share your experience, skills, qualification with future employers, whilst also allowing you to even build, interact, network, and grow your brand professionally. So when you are making a profile for LinkedIn, remember this is your brand. When you put your name there and the people start looking at your profile, that's your brand name. Okay, so for me, Alicia, that's my name of my brand. That's me. When people are going to look for my profile, that's my name. So it's crucial to make sure it's well written and you're growing your network. It's a very professional platform. Okay, you're going to be speaking to different professions. You as well are as equally respected on that platform. Everyone is respected on that platform. So it's all because it's a professional platform that allows everyone to network and grow their brand. So number one, use your LinkedIn to tell a story and build your personal brand. Okay, so what does this mean, and what does it to do with your job? Trying to find a job. So on LinkedIn, you can post, you can, create posts or engage with people. And this is basically trying to build up your personal brand. So once you look at your profile and be like, hey, this person wants to do healthcare. This person has a lot of customer service experience. They want to do retail. They want to do, call center. That's what they want to do. They should look at your profile and say, this is your brand. They know that you're into health. You're under the healthcare sector, or you're doing engineering, or you're doing cooking, or you're doing catering. Again, you should look at your brand and see you're active. Not only are you posting different things, researching, this is a different type of cake that I made using a different type of technique. Post that. Shows that not only are you trying to, showcase what you're doing as your brand, but also just show you're active because you're trying to build your personal brand. You should think, okay, cool. Elizabeth Jackson, oh, I know her for cake. That's your brand. I know her that she's a baker, she has a business. That is your personal brand. And that is what LinkedIn allows you to grow your network. Again, know your audience. For example, when if you're looking for a particular job for, let's say, for example, healthcare assistant, you're looking for a particular job, and you know the kind of keywords you want to tailor your words to, even when your summaries, we're, crafting your profile. So when they look at it, you're targeting that industry. You're not targeting TK Maxx. You're not targeting Vita. You're targeting to healthcare organizations, healthcare companies, businesses. They will be able to look at yours and be like, yeah, this is the kind of person I need, specifically because you've crafted your profile to grab their attention. So that's something they should also consider as well. Okay, buzzwords. Buzzwords, when we think about buzzwords, thinking hardworking, driven, effective, succession. Everyone is hardworking. Okay, if you're in LinkedIn and you're working and you're doing a 9 to 5, they know you're hardworking. You're doing a 9 to 5. Okay, they want to make sure that they want to see a bit of you. Okay, they want to see you. They want you to use phrases to describe yourself. Okay, they want you to make sure that when you are writing writing a summary, they see more about you. You're hardworking. That's probably going to be, these words are going to be on your CV, but they want to get to know you. They want to see this new face to you, a face they can put on your CV, and that's what they can use LinkedIn for. So I want to get my LinkedIn profile complete so that recruiters will find me and contact me about jobs. This is one of the biggest mistakes that people think. So we know that the whole thing is about making LinkedIn a profile and then for us to attract recruiters. But recruiters will not find you. You're trying to attract them to find you, but they won't find you if you're not being proactive. And that's a very key word we need to remember here. So LinkedIn, again, as you said, there's 55 million companies broadcasting the opportunities, So even when we're starting to build our network, because the more network, the more people connect, the more that our brand will expand. So once you've done the profile thing, okay, cool, I'm not getting any recruiters, they're not even seeing me. You have to be proactive. You have to contact them. And I know it's scary because you don't even know these people, but again, LinkedIn it's all about networking. You have to be proactive. You have to, what does that mean to proactive? How do I do that? How do I pop it to someone I don't even know? Let me help you. So once your profile is looking, is looking great, you've done everything. First of all, create a hit list. Write down all the companies that you're trying to get a job from. Is it NHS? Is it Aviva? Is it, what kind of companies are you trying to get an opportunity from? What kind of sector are you looking for? And once you write this down, they all have a page on LinkedIn. Follow them because they'll be posting. Follow these pages that you are trying to get an opportunity at. Because again, once you're following things that are interesting you, one day you go on LinkedIn, they're posting, oh, we're looking for opportunities for someone to start in September. So the first thing you should do is write down a list of the 10 companies that you are interested in. You would like to jump on this opportunity to work at this place. Number two, again, follow the company pages. If it's oh, I want to go into makeup, okay, let me be, following Mac or following I don't know, Superdrug or Fenty or different brands, because honestly they advertise, oh, we're looking for a makeup assistant for a fashion show in London. If you're a makeup artist, that is a fantastic opportunity. It's again following these companies that you're interested in. Connect with relevant people. So again, if for example, if you're a marketing manager and you might refine your search using marketing, and then gives you a list of marketing contacts. So when you are going on LinkedIn, if you're looking for, I don't know, marketing, you write down marketing and it'll give you a list of different contacts, and for that, you can go through each different types of people that you're going through and look, okay, cool. Are they in London? Are they in the UK? Are they in this company I've worked before? Is it something I want to work in? If you find out you want to work in, I don't know, Aviva, I don't know, you want to work in healthcare insurance for Aviva, and then you're going through their page and then you see somebody working the exact role you want to do, why don't you just send a message? Hello, good evening. I'm looking, I'm aspiring to try and find a job at Viva, and I would like to have some advice because the role, the position is something that I'm really interested in. 9 out of 10, is about trying. I'm not saying that every person you pop up to will reply, but it's about being proactive because one person will, and I can guarantee you that for a fact that even though if you send 6, at least 2 people will reply to you. Okay, and they're okay, they're very ready. Most people that I've contacted on LinkedIn, they're very, very welcoming. They've even said, okay, let's do a Zoom call chat for 15 minutes and I can tell you, any questions you have about this role, I can answer them for you. Okay, so connecting with the relevant people. Good. Set up an active tracker. So you've got your hit list, you've got a new connections. Now it's good to make sure that you're constantly tracking your LinkedIn. Again, make sure that your email address is there. Make sure you've got your contact information is all on LinkedIn. Everything's complete. It's very important that everything's complete. Because when you're active on LinkedIn, you're following people, following companies that you're interested in, following people that you're interested in. It's good to make sure you're active. Because one day you wake up in the morning, you're just going through your phone, and then somebody has posted, oh, they're looking for somebody to work in September. Let me know if you're interested in send me your CV. That's it. Okay. So again, it's about following the right people, following things that you're interested in. Okay, and reach out by email. Not everyone logs into LinkedIn daily, so you'll need to reach out to new contacts via email. Okay, they do put their email on LinkedIn, so even if they may not necessarily have the time to look on LinkedIn, because not everybody again uses their phone or uses LinkedIn every single day. Again, there's an email there. You can also email them. Job opportunity. I'm looking for. I'm quite passionate about this role, and I would like some advice and tips about pursuing a role at this company that you're working at. So again, it's about being proactive. Okay, so the first tip is to complete your profile, number 1. Number 2, write down a hit list of all the companies that you're interested in, follow their pages, follow all the companies, even if it's out of reach that, even if you follow Fenty and Rihanna's not going to speak to you, but follow the page, follow the page. Don't think that anything is too far from you, that you can't get it. Because honestly, this LinkedIn platform gives you the opportunity to interact. You may even be able to speak to a CEO of a company. It doesn't hinder you. Everybody here has opportunity to try and use LinkedIn. You have your own personal brand. As long as you are confident within yourself, your capabilities, pursuing the role that you want to, nothing should be your obstacle. You just need to believe and be proactive. Okay, so I do encourage people when you are trying to look for, if you are looking for a job, try LinkedIn and see how that works. It is a good, platform to use. And these are the first things that you should do first to try and start to build your network on LinkedIn. Yeah, so these are just a quick video before I finish off. How to reach out to recruiters. I know that's one, anxiety. A lot of people have anxiety to reach out people they don't even know, they don't even know where to start. But this video at least gives you the kind of a good advice about how to, pop up to recruiters on LinkedIn.
People underestimate the amount of influence that recruiters have throughout the job application process. We also tend to underestimate the number of prospective applicants that reach out to recruiters on a daily basis. In this video, I'm going to share the tip that help you stand out from the crowd, show you the 3-step process that's needed to make this work, and finally provide message templates that have worked for both me and my community. So let's get started. Here's the tip. Your message to the recruiter should end with a request to put you in touch with someone who's currently working the role that you're applying for. There are 3 good reasons for this. First of all, recruiters, like most people, want to help those who help themselves. By sending this message, you're clearly proactive and are doing all the right things when it comes to the job search process. Secondly, believe it or not, you're showing them that you're able to problem solve effectively, a skill that is applicable to all industries. You convey the fact that as an outside candidate, you don't know enough about the role to make a judgment call on whether you're a good fit or not, yet. However, you do know that the quickest way to find out is to connect with someone working in that exact capacity and asking them about it. And that's completely fine, even encouraged. Finally, you come off as polite and considerate. Yes, although you're still asking the recruiter for a favor, this request is a lot more meaningful than the generic "can I get 30 minutes to pick your brain" message, and therefore will help you stand out in the recruiter's inbox. On a side note, and this is more related to general job search than the topic in this video, you should always make an effort to connect with someone working in the position that you're applying for. Not only will this give you an unfair advantage versus other candidates come interview time, but it really does give you a better sense of whether the day-to-day is a good fit for you or not. You definitely don't want to go through the entire recruitment process, get the job, and find out the work is not what you signed up for at all. By the way, if you like this tip, I have a Facebook group where I share exclusive weekly tips. Consider joining if you haven't already. I'll link it down below. Now you know what the trick is, here's a 3-step process that'll make it work. Step 1, as obvious as it sounds, connect with the recruiter first before bringing up this request. If you've watched my How to Connect on LinkedIn video, you might remember that in order to get an engaged response from your connection request, you want to write a message where number 1, you try to relate with them in some way, number 2, you compliment them, or number 3, you try and add some sort of value. For example, let's say I were interested in this product marketing position at Apple. I might first try to connect with a recruiter by writing the following message. Hi Annie, I see that we're both working for MNC tech companies and based out of Shanghai. I also noticed you pursued your bachelor's degree at UNNC, where our company recently ran a college outreach program. Would love to connect if possible. Notice I didn't bring up the position at all. This first step is all about getting the recruiter to accept my connection request and perhaps start to engage with him or her. Step 2, and this is where the key takeaway of this entire video comes in, write the message asking to be connected with someone working in the role that you're applying for. Continuing with the Apple example, hi Annie, thanks for accepting my connection request. I saw the product marketing manager job posting from 2 weeks ago, and I'm currently doing a bit of research on the role
Sorry, I think I stopped
to
that.
see whether I'd be a good fit. Would you happen to know anyone on the team I could have a casual chat with to better understand the position? As a fellow product marketer working the tech space myself, I'd love to learn more about the day-to-day and team culture before I bother you with specific questions on the application process. Thank you. Several things I want to point out here. Number 1, now that we're connected and have established some sort of rapport, I can afford to send a longer message without coming off as too direct or aggressive. I try to distinguish myself from other candidates by relating my experiences in product marketing to the job posting. I also show consideration for her time by mentioning how I want to learn more on my own before following up with her. And finally, of course, the $1 million question, asking her to connect me with someone on the team. The third and final step, following up with a recruiter after your conversation with a team member. The goal here is to stay top of mind with a recruiter by reinforcing the fact that your desire to join the company is now stronger than ever. For example, here's how I would follow up. Hi Annie, just wanted to close the loop and let you know my conversation with Jane went very well. Thank you again for putting us in touch. I had no idea that the iOS App Store was creating so many opportunities for Greater China app developers while adhering to Apple's strict privacy policies. Chatting with Jane has only solidified my interest in joining Apple's product marketing team in Shanghai, and I would love to send over my resume for your review if convenient. I sincerely believe the stakeholder management skills I've developed during my time as a product marketer at Google would transfer over well to this role at Apple. Notice that I brought up something specific from my conversation with Jane to show the recruiter that my values are aligned with that of Apple's. I reinforced my interest in joining their team and asked to send over my resume as a next step, which keeps a two-way conversation going. And finally, I bring up a specific skill that I think the recruiter might be looking for in a strong candidate. And this is something you can easily ask the team member as part of your conversation. So those are the 3 steps. Of course, I want to address the possibility.
So yeah, the first 2 steps, again, as what he said, about how to approach them. So approaching a recruiter, for example, who is the recruiter of the company that you're trying to work for. And number 2, when you do want to introduce yourself, be like, okay, I want to connect. I'm, new to LinkedIn. I'm trying to look for jobs. I would like to connect and ask you some questions. Again, these are the ways that he's obviously 3 tips for you to engage. Okay, obviously this is quite thorough, but it doesn't have to be as complicated as it seems. Again, just making sure that you are being proactive. They want to know that you're proactive. Not only are you trying to look for a job, but you're interested in the company. Okay, you've done the same role and you're looking to transfer to a different company, and let them know your interest and show that you're proactive. Okay, does anybody have any questions about this? I know that it's a brief. Yeah, because I know it's a brief session today. But anybody have any questions? No?
Do we
Yeah.
have question?
Let us know if you do make a LinkedIn account. We should all connect with each other, build our network. And if you need any help, just let us know. It's a very good platform for for everyone to join in. So if you have any questions about LinkedIn, just let us know.
I want to use this opportunity to just add a little bit to what Olushi has been discussing about, the bits I'm going to emphasize to be the proactiveness. Let's be proactive. What do we mean by that? It means you are looking for a job. Don't always think that you do not have what it takes, because this is what always cause our kind of people, which is the BAM, why they always like to draw back is because they feel they don't have what it takes to do the job. And that's not true. Even if you are going in as a carer, you are going in as a customer service, you are going in as a receptionist, no matter what they think they are looking for, you definitely have a unique characteristics. You have some inbuilt knowledge that you think you do not have. So don't let us draw ourselves back. I'll give an example of my own self. There was a time I went for an interview, even before I went for the interview, because I knew I wanted to go. They were not recruiting in that particular place, and it's very close to my home. I want to work there because when I get in, I can easily run back to take the children to school after I finish from my place of work, if I do a night shift, for example. So I went in, I called, first of all, the manager spoke to me. I told her I'm coming in, this is what I do, this is my background. This place is very close to my home. I know I can do something and we can work together. I spoke to her. The way I communicated with her really shows that I want to work there. I love the place, and there is something I will be able to bring in, So when I did that, it doesn't have to be the course people call in quotes professional. It could be any type of job. When you market yourself, when you sell yourself, whatever you've done before, you just let them know that this is what I'm able to do. I can bring so and so things in, try to work, check your background, think of what you've done elsewhere, couple them together, present it well. By the time you do that, you will find out that you are selling yourself. Whatever you said about what you've done in the past might be a surprise to the person you are talking to, that, oh, you've got this, really? Okay, probably we'll need you here. It could even be a brief an example of what you've done. When you talk to, call people, call employers, call prospective employers, call them, even when they are not advertising, you know, that can help as such too. So the same thing you applies to this LinkedIn she has been discussing about, you know. When you need, you are looking for a particular job and you see somebody that have a like-minded person in the LinkedIn, contact them, talk to them, prospective employer, talk to them over the internet. That is why we have all these social media platform, you know. By the time you talk to them, you find out that there is something you'll be able to bring in that you can give to them, you can offer, which they are really looking for, or it's the price they are looking for. So let's continue to do that. If you actually have a question concerning this linking, or you've got an account, you can easily talk to us about it so that we work together and make it be a reality. Let me use this opportunity. Thank you, Lucy.
No worries, no worries. No,
Yeah,
I
we
agree
want
with
to
you.
do it. Say that again.
No, 100% agree with you. Like, honestly, like,
Okay, lovely.
yeah,
Yeah.
100% agree. Don't think that you can't stop because, oh, I'm not, I'm not in the same bracket as them. They're in this role, I'm in this role. No. Again, believe the way, if you're confident, that's what they see. If you're not confident, they can see that you're not confident. Okay, so make sure you're
Exactly.
confident with your own skills and be confident and packaged. So when you are going there, you know that you're complete, and that's what attracts them. You're proactive and you're confident in your skills and your abilities, and you're more likely to get something out of that, even if it's not what you wanted, but you're going to get something out of it because of how confident you are in your skills. So I 100% stand behind that. But yes.
Yeah, there is a situation that they've planned an interview, as in when I say interview, they pre-interview, which is the mass English test and all that. They've planned that for the person, but the person went in there, they were discussing, carried away. In short, their discussion lingered along for a very long time that they didn't even remember to set the maths and English interview anymore. But guess what? They said this is the type of person they are looking for, you know, and this happens to my friend. This is the type of person they are looking for. We've discussed before she went to the interview. You know, she said, you know what, they didn't conduct the interview anymore. There was no maths, there was no English. And she was thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to do the maths? You know, by the time she finished the interview, they've given her the job. Even before she got home, they told her on her way home that the job is already for you, you know. But there is no maths, there is no English. But that's what the big thing she's afraid of. But at the end, talk here, talk the other way, ended up giving her the interview. So let's be proactive. Thank you, Joy. Why are you laughing this way? Okay, thank you, Lucy. I'll hand over to Joy to continue from where we stop.
Good evening, everyone. I was laughing because it's quite interesting. Your friend has probably used her charm to get the job, and she skipped all the protocols and procedures that they had in place. So that's what confidence can do to you, you know, if you act, even though sometimes you might be a little bit nervous, but you can use that to your advantage. You're nervous because you really want it, you know, it's important to you. So you can use it for your advantage and just act, pretend to be confident. And sometimes it works. Practice makes perfect.
That's it.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm just going to share my screen now. Good evening. I hope we're all doing well. Oh, my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my slide at all?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Oh, yeah. You can see it now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So today we're going to have a very brief session. We're not going to keep you too long. Last week we had an overdose. I don't know if you were not here, you missed. You better ask for the video. It was so good. We had somebody from mental health talking about menopause. It was such a powerful session, and we stayed a little bit longer. So today we're going to give you a treat and let you off I'm not going to keep you for too long. And we're going to talk about two-step verification. I'm sure most of us know about this, but we can't assume. So at the Thought Foundation, we don't assume that people know even the basic things, because we're all here to learn. That's the whole point of this project, is to support people with anything digital, mental well-being, job-wise, no matter how small or how big, we can come down to your level. And if you're already conversant with the process, that's fine. You can stay and support us. You can support the presenter. You can support other participants. You might even learn one or two things, you know, in addition to the knowledge that you already have. That's why we don't take anything for granted. So if you already know about this, bear with us and just follow us through the session. So what is two-step verification? A lot of us have heard about it. A lot of us are already using the two-step verification. Some of us might not even realize that that's what it is, but we will touch on it. It's also known as a two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication, and it helps to keep cyber criminals. And you know, we've been talking about, you know, cyber criminals for quite a while now. It's a big deal. It's huge. We're never going to stop talking about it, because they're never going to stop in their criminal activities and practices. So therefore, we're not going to stop. So it helps keep criminals out of our accounts, even if they know your password. And the NCSC, which is the National Cyber Security Center, have recommended that we take time to set up this two-step verification on all of our accounts, even for those that you've already protected with strong passwords. So it's highly recommended. Criminal activities, online criminal activities is becoming more prevalent because a lot of people are online. There's a lot of legal, legitimate activities going online. We use online to connect around the world for so many different things. So as long as we're online, as long as, you know, we go on social media, we do shopping online, we remain vulnerable to cyber attack and criminal activities online. So therefore, we always have to protect ourselves. So why do we bother? Why do we have to bother? So basically, it's easier than you think for someone to steal your password. So I know that a lot of us would say that, oh, I've got this very strong password, is very difficult to guess. No, it's not true. Even if it's very strong, there's other ways that they can access your password or your accounts. By, for example, if there's been a data breach in one of the accounts or in one of the online accounts that you're using, if there's been a data breach, then it's possible for them to access your account. And to be honest, a lot of people don't really have a very strong password. And a lot of us use one password for multiple accounts. So if there's a data breach for one of your accounts and they know what that password is, then it is possible that they can guess that password for your other account. So that's why it's good for you to always consider the two-step verification, because as we always say, it's an extra layer of safety. It's an extra layer of security whilst you're online. You want to know that you're protected whilst you're online. So even if you've always looked after your password and taken time to create a strong one and have avoided the worst passwords that millions of people still use, they can still be stolen through no fault of yours. Again, what I've just explained, it's not your fault. It's because, you know, they've been a data breach in one of the accounts that you're using or some websites that you've gone into. So it's nothing that you've done or not done. It's just the fact that you can't control how other people protect your data. And the most common way that passwords are stolen is when organizations hold the details of you suffer a breach. Again, that's what I've already explained. And criminals will then use the stolen password in the breach to try and access other accounts. Again, so they've stolen your password in one account. They try and use that password for other account because that's what most people do. And it's easier, you know, because you don't want, we've got so many accounts. There's so many, to be honest with you, it can be quite overwhelming if you have to set up a new password for each and every of your accounts. But that's what we should be doing. But not a lot of people are following that a recommendation. So the criminals, the online criminals know that. And once they access one account, then they can try and guess that for the other accounts. And most likely it will work. Criminals may also try and trick you into revealing your passwords by sending you links to scam websites. We've talked about this in the past. I can't even count the amount of times that we've mentioned scam websites, scam links. Click on this link to get access to XYZ. And as soon as you do that, you know, they then have access. It's not possible for them to have access to your account. It's possible that they might send you something that might then corrupt your system, your phone, or whatever device that you're using. And it's a term known as phishing. So they send you text messages, they send you emails, they send direct messages, or even chats. So let's be extra careful about the links that we open. A lot of these criminals have access to our numbers. We looked at a video the last time, that was 2 weeks ago, and we can see how so many datas are being transferred or they're landed in the hands of these criminals. So they can have access to your number and they might be able to, you know, get you to cooperate with them indirectly without you realizing. And if you're not extra careful, if you're not suspicious, if you don't have your safety hats on all the time, if you're not curious, and if you're too quick, it might be too late. You might have already clicked on that link and then it just leads to more and more problems. So turning on the 2SV, that's the two-step verification, is one of the most effective ways to protect your online accounts. Banks are using it. And from cyber criminals, it's an extra layer of security. So banks are using it, or your email. You can use that for all your emails. You can use it for all your social media accounts. We'll look at that in a minute. So it's not just your email. You can use it for any app that you've got, okay? Just to give you that extra layer of security. And we are all responsible for protecting our most important accounts, such as our emails, bank, social media, online accounts, by making sure that we have this turned on. It's already there. We have to take advantage of it. We have to play our part and make it 10 times difficult for these criminals to be able to access our accounts fraudulently and reduce the risk of that happening. Okay, so we've got a role to play. We are accountable. We have a responsibility as well, as long as you're online and you've got like a smart device. So how does it work? When you set up a two-step verification, you'll be sent a PIN or a code, often by SMS, so text messages or email, depends on what option that you've opted for. And then you need to enter this PIN to prove that it's really you. So that's good. So if somebody else is trying to log in as you from, I don't know, another location, from a different device, they would have to go through this two-step verification to identify that it's not, they're not pretending to be who they're not. Okay, they're not pretending to be you. So that's the whole point of it. They send you a PIN and it's really quick. It pops up at the top of your phone or your device and you copy that code, enter it in, and that's it. You're there. It's very, very simple. There are different types of two-step verification. So instead of, for example, entering a PIN or a code, you may be able to enter your fingerprints. So you've got that option as well, or a face scan, or use an app such as Microsoft or Google. People can also use landlines and card reader. Do we all remember the online banking card reader? That's a form of two-step verification. That's one of the ones that came out first before everything else. And if you remember, sometimes when you want to log on to your online account, you either have these e-cards, these cards that you have to slot in your bank card. It's a card reader. You slot in your bank card, you know, put in your details to verify that you're who you say you are. So that's a form of two-step verification. And I believe most of us are quite familiar with that. And sorry, you won't have to enter your PIN every time you use the service. So that's good. So it's not like every time you need to go on WhatsApp or you need to go on your Instagram or any of your social media accounts, you need to use the service. And this is also, can I just say, depending on how you set it up, you might only really need to do that if a suspicious activity is detected. So like I said, if somebody's trying to log in from a different device, and you know, this computer, the technology, the way the systems are built up, they can recognize if you're logging in from a new device. We've experienced that before, especially a typical example is with Netflix. Okay, so if somebody's trying to log onto your Netflix account, from a different phone, maybe you've got a new device, you will get that. I personally get that a lot, so which is quite good. And it just makes me think, oh, who might be, you know, logging in? And I remember mentioning that also when somebody tried to use my Netflix account in another country, I also got that notification. And that's because that's been set up with my Netflix account. So that's really good. Otherwise, there's no way of me knowing that somebody else was trying to use my account. So basically, that's how it works. It's very simple. They send you a PIN, they send a code, you enter that code, follow the prompts, and you're into your account. It's as simple as that. Okay, so as I said, with the two-step verification, you can use that for your email account. And just a simple exercise, just to get everyone, just to make sure that people are not sleeping on me and they're listening, they're involved. Can we just shout out the different email accounts that we know so that we can update this slide? So what are the different email accounts that we have? The main ones, just a few. This is a very simple exercise, very, very simple. It's just really to get people, you know, draw your attention, you know, back to this session, just in case we're distracted. So what are the different email accounts that we have? What's the most popular ones?
I know there's Yahoo.
Okay, right. If you say so, is that Yahoo? Does everyone agree?
Yes, Sandy said Yahoo too.
Good. Somebody said Yahoo. Fantastic. What else have we got?
Gmail.
Gmail. Thank you. And what else? Any other ones?
AOL.
AOL. Fantastic. Thank you. I can see that we're all alert this evening.
Sandy said Hotmail as well.
Hotmail. Excellent. Hotmail. And there is also Outlook, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably more. There's a lot, but these are the main ones. So you can set up two-step verification for these email accounts. And I'm sure it's the same for the other accounts. Okay, so let's do the next exercise. What about social media accounts? How many of us are on social media? If you're on social media, then you need this, definitely need this. You're vulnerable. You're leaving your footprints everywhere you go, as long as you use social media. So it's very good that we have this in place. So what are the social media accounts that we are aware of that we use every day, even if you don't use it? Facebook, thank you. So again, we can use the 2SV for the Facebook. What else?
Twitter,
thank you. I need a training on some of these accounts. We need to get, please, we need to, I need training myself.
We need to do one training on this, actually, honestly.
Okay, is it just Facebook and Twitter?
No, we've got a lot.
We've got LinkedIn, guys.
Yeah, the
Yes,
one she just
LinkedIn.
finished up with.
Yes. So you can set up because obviously it's got your personal details, it's got your profile, and yeah, any other accounts that we're familiar with? Come on, that's one it's very popular now. The children, the adults, everyone is using it.
Have we done TikTok?
TikTok, there you go.
Antonia, were you saying something?
I said Snapchat.
Snapchat,
Exactly.
yes. Snapchat. Thank you, Antonia. And anything else? I think that's it, really. Yeah, those are the main ones. Okay. And also, what are the other accounts that we have? I'll start with this. So we've got Microsoft accounts. We've got Gmail. Yeah, that's good. Any other account? What about Amazon account? Has anyone ever thought about that? Amazon accounts. Excellent. Can you think of any other accounts that we can use the two-step verification for? Come on, guys.
I've not tried the AliExpress. I don't know if they have two-step verification, but there is AliExpress, and it's a popular site that people buy a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, possibly.
What about eBay?
Because it's an app. As long as it's got an app.
eBay.
Victoria is saying something.
Yeah, eBay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What about paper app?
PayPal, excellent. Yes, we've got PayPal. There's Apple ID as well. Okay, there's no room for that. We just leave it for now. So yeah, thank you guys. So these are some of the accounts that we can use two-step verification for. Pretty much most of our accounts and apps. All right. So now let's look at, for today, for the purpose of today, we're going to look at Gmail. I believe a lot of us have a Gmail account. Does anybody have this already set up for their Gmail account? I just want to know. Let me know how much my audience know and what they know. You got it all. Well done.
Yeah.
Anybody else have this for their Gmail? No? Okay. So if we don't have it, I believe this session will be beneficial for us then. Okay. So now let's look at, I'm going to play a small voiceover and video. So this was actually, guys, now this is very important. Listen, this video and voiceover was actually developed and created by our volunteer, Natasha. So this is homemade, DIY, down-to-earth demonstration, especially for everyone in the Thought Foundation. Okay,
Wow.
so fingers crossed. So we're making things happen. Okay, we're using our resources, we're using our talents, our gifts, our skills. You know, especially when we have the younger ones among us, it's good to explore their skills and just to increase their confidence. Because we talked about confidence, didn't we? Sometimes they know these things, but they don't really put them, we don't put them to use. They just lay dormant. We've got a lot of skills. So let's see, hopefully we can play this and we'll be able to hear. So I'm gonna stop sharing and then share that video. So this is setting up a two-step verification for Gmail account, but this is specifically for those of us that are using iPhones. Okay, so this is for iOS users. Okay, so just bear with me, please. So I'm going to share again. Right. Okay, so I'm going to start. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear. No?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh no. Okay, just bear with me. Let me get her to come and help. Let me get somebody to come and help. It should work. Hold on for me, please.
Okay. Okay, let me use the opportunity to say something. There is a feedback that I just sent to the platform. Please use the opportunity to do it for me. It's very important for this project. Let us know how you are being carried along. Write yes if you are understanding, and no if you still need more explanation. They just write either one of them, you know. So so Joy will be sorting that out while you please help us to do that. Just write either Y or yes, N or no. Yeah, Antonia, thank you. I've seen your feedback. I'm still going to put it in the chat as well, our WhatsApp chat. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Okay.
Is it coming
Thank
up?
you, Owa.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
No.
All right. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to share again.
No.
All right. Having a little bit of technical. Just bear with me. So I'm going to share screen. Where is it now? Okay, where's the play? It's not good. Okay, let me play it for my email. Okay, there we go. Can you guys see the screen?
A two-step verification.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. And can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna play it now. Thanks for your patience.
Here is how to add a two-step verification to your Gmail account on an iPhone. The first thing you want to do is download the Gmail app on your device. This makes it more accessible and easier to set up verification. Once you have done this, you need to tap on the icon on the top left of your screen with 3 lines. So just tapping the 3 horizontal lines and scrolling down to settings. When you have done this, you want to tap on your profile, which is under the heading Accounts. Since this is a security option, you will tap on Your Info, Privacy and Security. You will then be taken to your Google account page where you will scroll to the right and tap on Security. Once you have done this, it will show the devices your account has been logged onto. You can then scroll down to find the two-step verification. As you can see, it is off, so you need to click on it and it will take you to another page. Here it gives you an insight on what two-step verification does and how it does so. It says here it prevents hackers from accessing your account with an additional layer of security. It is security made easy, and it adds a quick second step to verify that it is you. Once you have read through this, you can then go ahead and click the Get Started button, which is blue on the bottom right corner. Now you need to type in your Gmail account password to verify that it is you, and if you have forgotten this password, you could press on the forgotten password option below. After this, your Gmail displays every device that your account is logged onto to ensure that you are familiar with this device. If you are sure all the devices displayed are correct, you can then scroll down and press continue on the bottom right corner of your screen. After, you will need to confirm your number and a message will be sent, which is a code you can then automatically put in to the verification. Now, all you need to do finally is to turn on your two-step verification, and an email will be sent saying that your two-step verification settings has been changed. Once you've done this, you can go ahead and click turn on. Be sure to read all of the information given. Here, Google gives you some further actions you can take to protect your account even more, which include backup codes, authenticator app, and a security key. Once you have read all of the information below, you can press done and you can ensure that this verification is actually on and working. So when you come out of this page, you can see the verification is still off. However, by refreshing the page or redoing the steps we covered earlier, it will update. And that is how you allow two-step verification to your Gmail account.
Lovely. Thank you, guys. Did you enjoy that from our young volunteer? It's for iOS users. So, because I don't use iPhone, and I thought it might be handy to have a little video just to help people with that step-by-step guide. But if you need a one-to-one with that, we can certainly arrange that. I'm going to carry on sharing the screen and go back to the, sorry, stop sharing to the slide. There we go. Yes. So again, if you don't understand, you can go back and play the video over and over again. I'm happy to share this slide on the platform, and you can play and just follow the guide. And if you need any help or additional support, please do reach out to OWA and we can arrange some kind of support for you. So that's with setting up your 2SV for iPhone users. Now, for us to do this on a web browser, because I know a lot of us do have, you know, other devices that we use. These are the steps that you need to follow. Okay, so you need to go to myaccount.google.com and follow these steps. I'm not going to go into it in details, they're quite straightforward. But what we plan is for us to do a live demo on how we can set this up on Google accounts. Okay, so we can do a live demo next week, but it's just something for us to start thinking about. And if you feel confident doing this on your own before next week, that's even great. If not, if you've attempted and you still can't follow the process, or you'll need a little bit of help, you can get your device ready for next week for us to do a live demo, because I don't want to start it now. It might take a little bit of time, and we've already promised that we're going to finish early today. So we will leave that demo for next week. Okay, so this is where we do the demo. And if you need any other information, you can, of course, go to the National Cyber Security Center. And there's lots and lots of information there about how you can set up your two-step verification. Okay, so if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask at this point about this topic, or if there's anything else, or if you've got any contribution, or if you feel like I don't know, make any comments, or you've got any questions or any suggestions, then please feel free.
No questions.
Any questions for today?
Okay.
No?
Mhm. Okay, then. Thank you very much, Joy.
No problem.
Two-step verification is very important to us. Natasha, I want to say thank you for that video clips that you just sent to us. And if it's possible, you can send it to the platform for everybody to go through again. This is what we want for people to be, when Oluchi was talking about proactiveness, this is what we want. We discussed it last time, and Natasha, one of our volunteers, have already come up with a video clip for such. This is the proactive, not just for children alone. Adults should be part of it as well. I want to say thank you for utilizing this opportunity, Natasha. We want to see more of this, more video clips for us to enjoy and be part of. Yeah, Natasha, if you can hear me. Natasha, are you there?
Sorry, yes, Auntie.
All right, so we want more video clips from you, please. So,
yes, it's okay.
All right, so when we have topics like this, I will want you to enlighten us about it, have idea. You can always do more videos like this.
Okay.
Thank you so
No
much.
problem.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on from where we stop. I've sent a feedback write-up for you on the chat. It's still in the platform as well. I'm expecting a reply before we end up today's section. I've only received from Antonia and Victoria. I think I have some amount of people here today. Please, please, please. Sandy, you are there. Who else is there? Madam Toyi Mata, please send your feedback to us. It's very important. We'll wait while you do it, even if you can't send it to the chats, because some people find it difficult to do so. We have the group chat. Please send it down there so that we should be able to be to have this feedback right in place for them to know what we are doing here. Or if you need support, it does help us to plan for support for anyone that needs such. Please send down to us. And to Niam, you've done yours. Sandy, I'm waiting. So okay, if you're not doing much of that feedback now, what I would say, you can do it at your spare time, but we really need it to come in and let's have it on the platform. It will be better off if you can do it on the platform as well. If I know you might be doing one or two things. Please, if you have opportunities, send to us as well. I also want to add this, that the Thought Foundation, the directors have planned to give some little gifts out at the end of this program. So if you are becoming in and you are part of us, even those that do one-to-one because of their job, they can't come in, we have a little gift that we will package and give to you at the end of this project. So let's keep turning up and let's keep rubbing minds together. Let the information flows. Let's know what is on your mind, and let's keep doing good things to each one to one another. I want to say thank you for the opportunity again. I wish to see you again next week for another section, and hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you from me.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Have a lovely
you.
weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.